Is Detroit finishing ahead of Chicago this year?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, they are.
All right.
Wow.
You're listening to the Draft in Hand podcast with your hosts, Greg, Ian, and Mark.
The Central Division. National Hockey League's about to start in the next couple of days. I guess tomorrow. We're on, I think is it Hockey Eve tonight?
Yeah, it's the 12th.
Well, it's better than Christmas. Fuck.
So we're going to start our divisional previews. I don't know if we want to call it a divisional preview. It's more like our
Thoughts
on each division as we go. So we'll have 4 episodes. This first episode is on the National Hockey League's Central Division. My name's Greg. I'm here with Ian.
Yo.
And Mark.
What's up?
And along the way, we'll be throwing out some, we're going to call it bold predictions, good or bad, for each of the teams that we think may or may not happen. By no means is it a rumor. By no means are we trying to stir the pot on anything that isn't actually going to be happening, but it's just our way of saying, hey, let's have some fun. Let's throw some spaghetti against the wall as we go. See if it sticks. Everything is plausible until it isn't. Doesn't matter what the chances are. And then at the end of the show, we'll do some way too early playoff predictions because that's what everyone else does, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, off the top of our heads, Central Division from a high-end perspective, from a big picture. What do you guys think of the Central Division?
I think it's pretty good. You want to go through the 8 teams in it?
Yeah, Mark, who's in it?
I got the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Tampa
Ian.
Bay's.
Carolina Hurricanes.
We got Nashville,
We got the Dallas Stars.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Chicago.
Florida Panthers.
And the Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, yeah. We saved that one for Ian.
Yeah, so 8 teams in the Central. And, guys, what do you think?
I think it's very top-heavy. Got two cup finalists in there last year with also a very good Hurricanes team.
Yep.
And then I think you got a very mediocre
Everything else.
middle ground, and then you got the Blackhawks and Red Wings.
Yeah, nosedive.
Yeah,
I kind of think this is the weakest division overall.
yeah, Tampa's going to have a good, nice, easy walk into the playoffs this year.
Nice
Yeah,
little-
as long as they're healthy.
Cultivate some of the crops that are those other teams and just eat them for lunch.
Start with Tampa, just because we brought them up.
You guys want to start with
might
Tampa Bay
as well.
Lightning? Yeah?
I guess Stanley Cup champions, you might as well give them the praise that they did last year.
Okay, Tampa Bay Lightning. What do you guys think about the Tampa Bay Lightning?
Kind of sucks they're without Kucherov this year, but if Stamkos is healthy, it should be like a 1-for-1 trade-off, basically.
Yeah, as long as Stamkos stays healthy, I don't see why they don't finish first again or finish first in the division. Also, I think losing Kucherov for the whole season just means he comes back for playoffs and is fully healthy and all that shit.
Is it a possibility that he's ready for?
Yeah, that's why he's
ready
on
for the
long-term
playoffs?
IR. I have a feeling like Tampa's just doing the same thing when Patrick Kane broke his collarbone.
Okay, yeah.
Just making sure he's ready to go. What
Keep him off the
happened
cap.
to him?
Kucherov?
Yeah.
I think it was some kind of surgery. I don't know specifically what, but he's done for... They never said he's done for the right playoffs. They only said regular season.
Yep. They were very careful about their wording there. But you know what? That's a good way to put it, actually. It's a trade-off. It's Stamkos for Kucherov. They're switching one in for the other, and it sort of solves their cap problem a little bit.
Temporarily, but once you get in the playoffs, though, there's no cap.
Yeah, cap doesn't matter.
Cap doesn't exist in
So
the
maybe
playoffs.
he's not even like targeted to be out the whole season. They're just keeping him out.
That's why he's on the long-term
Yeah.
IR.
Yeah. Well, there's
Just-
no point rushing him
just
back
for the
either.
cap.
Also, I mean, if Tampa's as good as we think they're going to be, and the rest of the division is as weak as we think that they could be, if Tampa has such a substantial lead, there's no point.
There's no point rushing
They
the guy
still-
back.
rushing someone back for the.
So they
last
still
few
have the
games.
best goalie in the league.
We think so.
McElhaney's a decent backup still.
Yeah.
They still have
Very capable.
one of the best defensemen in the league.
The only thing they lost was really Shattenkirk.
Yeah.
But
Like they still have like Hedman,
Sergachev.
McDonough, yeah,
Yep.
Sergachev.
Yeah. Do you want to just break down
what's that big guy's name?
Cernak,
He's good. I guess they lost Bogosian as well, but
and
Whatever.
they lost Luke Shen.
Did
Oh,
they?
no, they put Luke Shen on waivers. But they only put him on waivers so they could put him on the taxi squad.
yeah,
Yeah. Which isn't. I mean, it's great to have him there.
they knew no one was gonna.
Yeah, but
pick
then you
him
don't
up.
have to worry about sending him up and down after that.
And they,
Right.
and then they still got Stamkos and Braden Point. Didn't they
Sorelli,
drop Tyler Johnson recently or something?
just to put him on the taxi squad. And he went through waivers
yeah,
today.
no one
Nobody
picked him.
claimed him, so that's a good boost for Tampa.
That's a good squad, yeah.
Platt's still solid.
Because
they still have
your taxi squad doesn't count to your cap. So if they start him on the taxi squad, I think they're scot free with his salary.
Who?
The Lightning.
With which player?
If so you know how you claim who your taxi squad is?
Right.
Though I don't think those guys affect the cap.
No, I don't believe so.
I don't know.
I think you still have to be cap compliant per game.
Maybe.
I just don't think you need to. Well, regardless, they're making it work. But a guy like, you know what, you mentioned Palat. That's sort of, is he one of the most underrated top line players in the league?
I think he's only playing top line though because people have been injured.
He's up there. I like the game. I like his style of play.
He's a utility player. He's not a huge point guy.
Yeah.
He'll bang and crash though, which is something that you need.
I really like that third line in the playoffs as well.
Coleman and
Goudreau. And who was the third guy?
Is that Yanni Gord?
Yanni Gord.
Gord, yeah. Yeah, I like that line. Banger line.
Well, Yanni Gord, he's shown the ability to score on a top line pace.
Yeah, well, he was
once
playing
in a while.
He was playing second line last year, I think.
Top line plays playing with the top 6 in Tampa though.
Yeah.
Sure, they have to do it, but you're right.
Yeah, they have to do it, exactly.
What's that second line? If Tyler Johnson's playing, then it's Killorn, Cirelli.
Cirelli's a solid two-way guy.
Johnson?
Yeah, I guess Johnson.
Cirelli's a very underrated two-way.
Yeah, I honestly...
I can't
believe I got him that late in our draft, man.
Isn't Cirelli more of a shutdown guy too? Don't they use that second line as a shutdown
100%.
line?
100%,
Yeah.
but they're kind of... I think Tampa's gonna up his offensive load this year.
I
kind of have to without Kucherov, though.
I feel like Cirelli could be in the Selke talks in the coming years. Not this year.
You think Points is a better defensive forward than
they're gonna They're not
it's two-way. It's two-way. I'm just saying he's playing to that level.
He's working his way up to that caliber.
Yeah, I'm not saying this year.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe this year. Hey, that's my hot take right there.
Your bold prediction?
My bold prediction: Cirelli, Selke.
Ooh.
Wow. Who did you take for your Selke guy on
Coots?
Okay. Sean Couturier. Well, Cirelli's 23, Braden Point's 24, so there's not a big age gap between them, but I think everyone just knows Point's name now because
He gets points.
he's the... Yeah, do you have a sound effect for that, Ian? And I mean, Stamkos coming back, you hope he's healthy. Stamkos is a guy, if it was an 82 game, it'll be hard to predict point totals. I know.
Stamkos played all season last year till the end.
Yeah,
Right.
59.
I'm just saying it's hard to predict
70-ish.
point totals for a 56 game season just because it's awkward. I think you pencil him in for 90 points in an 82 season. I don't know what that translates to point per game
I don't
wise.
know.
Maybe 55 or 60, maybe 60.
Just over.
Yeah,
Maybe around 60.
58, 60, somewhere in there.
So you pencil him in for 60
same
points.
with points around there, maybe a bit higher.
Yeah, is Braden Point a top 10 center in the league?
I don't know.
I think we had him top 10 in our fantasy.
Fantasy's a little different, but I think the argument can be made that he's great 5-on-5, and I think he's one of the best.
Argument can be made for bottom tier top 10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Not top 5.
yeah, not top 5, but is he a top 10 in the league?
Close to top 10.
I think the argument can be made that he can be
Could
in
be
there.
11th, could be 9th,
Sure.
whatever.
Sure, yeah, 100%. And I mean, you guys talked about the defense. Hedman, he's arguably the best defenseman in the league. He's top 3. He's going to be in the Norris conversation as long as he doesn't fall off a cliff.
The guy can play 30 minutes a night if he needs to.
Yeah, 5-on-5 machine, and he runs one of the best power plays talent-wise in the entire NHL. So, you guys mentioned Vasilevsky. I found it interesting, just sort of doing a little bit of reading for this episode, that there's the opinion out there that Vasilevsky is a product of the Tampa Bay system, and he may not be as elite as people think he is, which is fine because he's still going to put up great numbers, but it would just be interesting, hypothetically, if he was on a different team, would he still be as good?
I don't know. That's the same question about Brodeur.
Yeah.
Or Rask.
Yeah. But I guess ultimately, hey, if you're the perfect goalie for that team, who's to say he would do better or worse in another situation?
Who's to say Tampa's as good because they have Vasilevsky in net and they can play whatever the fuck they want?
But yeah,
you need a goalie like Vasilevsky to play
defense.
as loosey-goosey as Tampa does as well.
Yeah, it gives them the confidence to do their thing, to score some goals. I think
at least try to play that style too, and they're not as good defensively. And let's say we can all agree Anderson's not in the same caliber as Vasilevsky.
I think the Tampa Bay Lightning are easily the gold standard for this division, if not the NHL.
They have Cal Foote, eh?
Yeah.
I forgot about him. He's on the junior team a couple years ago.
Yeah, you want to switch over? Like, there's not much more we can talk about Tampa.
I mean,
we can only boast about how very good they are, like, for so long.
I don't know. I don't really have any bold predictions for Tampa Bay just because
They don't make the playoffs.
I mean, I would even go out on a limb just because I couldn't make like a case for that. Like the amount of things that have to go wrong for Tampa Bay in order for them to not make the playoffs would be astronomical
compared to the other teams.
You know what? At the same time, around Christmas last year, they weren't doing that well.
Yeah, but they still won the cup, Greg. The Nationals weren't doing that well the first 82 games in the baseball season.
I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find something to just say, hey, why is this team not the best? And I just don't see a reason why they're not.
That's why I like to argued against it.
Yeah, well, I
can't find a reason why.
No, neither can I. That's the only thing I can think of is they just got off to a slow start last year, and in a smaller schedule, a slower start will proportionally hurt you more.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I gotta go. My bold prediction with them: another first round sweep. Get swept at the first round again.
Oh, they're out first round.
They're out first round, 4 games.
Wow. Okay, I kind of like that actually. So they go from sweep.
They go from winning the cup. They go from sweep to cup to sweep.
Yeah, we know a couple Tampa Bay fans that were freaking out when they saw Columbus Blue Jackets come up in the second round.
Your brother, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know a couple others that were doing
after
the same
that
thing.
Game too. That quadruple overtime game 1. Holy fuck!
Wasn't that 6 overtimes?
I don't know. It was something stupid. It felt like I watched 8 games out than 1.
I remember watching it 4 different times that day. Started watching it, went and made dinner, was watching it after dinner, and then it was the end of a period, so I stopped watching it, and then I go back, I'm like, this game's still on, start watching it again, then I came across the street and watched the end of it here.
That was unbelievable. Your bonus hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Enough with Tampa Bay. Hey, let's go to the Detroit Red Wings because...
Why are you leaving You're supposed to leave the best for last.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. I thought that's what
No,
we
can talk
doing.
about Detroit.
We're just,
Detroit's fine.
Is that why we're doing the East last?
Yeah. The Detroit Red Wings. Ian, you are a Detroit Red Wings fan.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what you think about the Detroit Red Wings.
They're a mess.
They're a team?
They're
a hockey team?
They physically exist.
They play in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
At the
New arena.
At the Little Caesars Arena. I haven't been there yet. I went to Joe the last year. It was open, but I haven't been to Little Caesars.
Little Caesars?
Haven't
Do you even want to go to the States anymore to go to
Well,
Little
not
Caesars?
right now, that's for sure.
No, not right now.
My sister went, I think, last year or 2
Your
years
sister's
ago.
been to Little Caesars before you?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Did she like it?
Well, she's been to Madison Square Garden as well, and I haven't been there.
Shoot. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, I don't think we can... The closest comparison to the Detroit Red Wings last year is the expansion Atlanta Thrashers. Just a mess.
Washington had a really bad... Was it when Washington came in as well?
Oh, yeah, they were very bad.
Back in the 90s? They were fucking brutal. I think this was... I don't remember. They were close to one of the worst teams, but because it wasn't a full season, didn't actually see the end. I think Detroit were going to go 10 straight at the end of the season there.
Yeah, that's.
I think Detroit's
likely.
going to be better than last year, though, for sure. Grace is definitely an upgrade in net compared to
Howard.
Jimmy Howard.
Yeah.
Bernie's still serviceable.
Bernie was solid.
Yeah.
Bernie had a really good year.
I mean, their defense are a little different this year. They're still not playing a lot of their younger guys.
No, but do you want them to lose, though?
No, Sider's not coming over,
No.
and I definitely think he could play on the team.
Tell us about.
Yeah,
Sutter.
he's dummying the German league right now. He's literally probably, I think he's the best player in the German league right now.
Yeah,
So it's a
he's
Detroit Red Wing defenseman prospect.
Yeah. 2 years ago, it was their first round draft pick. What was he? 6, I think.
I think
and they
early first round.
They reached for him too. When he went, everyone was like, "Who the fuck
hell
is
is
this
Mook?"
guy?"
And how do you feel about him now, Ian?
Oh, he's an animal.
Yeah.
You can't hit the guy. He's a great he pulls the puck off of everyone's stick, and
Ian
if he doesn't,
uploads his videos to Pornhub
yeah, basically
for himself.
Oh my gosh.
He's a great puck moving, first pass out of the zone kind of guy. He can skate for a big guy too. I think he's 6'3",
he's beautiful.
6'4".
Watching him in the AHL last year, all the friggin' guys taking runs at him, and he would just drop them
Yeah,
standing
he's
still.
reverse checking everyone. People just couldn't hit him.
I can't find
And
his.
if they did knock him down, they were falling down too, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's 19 years old, and he's
He could have played
he's
in
a
the
bigger
World
guy.
Juniors. He could have played in the World Juniors this year.
Why didn't he?
No.
Yeah, he could have.
Oh, he could have?
Yeah, he's dominating.
Oh, yeah,
the
he's still
Germans
19.
Men League.
Why
illegally.
wasn't he?
'Cause he
Maybe
didn't need
Detroit
to.
didn't want.
Detroit probably better off still dominating the German Elite League.
Huh.
And I think maybe that's why he's not on the team as well. They're just like, just stay where you are.
Yeah, stay in Germany. You don't.
But they got Mark Stahl.
Yep.
Like, he's not a fantastic defenseman, but he's a veteran.
He's an NHL guy. He can play
yeah.
NHL minutes.
I think their best defenseman's Hronek.
Yeah.
He's a real young guy still too.
23.
Yeah, Danny DeKeyser, I've never been a fan. Like, he was supposed to be like the next big thing for Detroit.
Yes.
They just got
Never found
Stetcher.
out.
I don't know much about the guy.
Torrey Stetcher. He
Troy
used to play for
Stetcher.
Vancouver.
Yeah, I think he was on
Yeah.
Vancouver before.
Yeah, he's 26, so he's still young. He's really their only right side defenseman they got. Not that Detroit really cares at this point who plays right or left. They just want
Yeah.
guys who play minutes.
Yeah,
Who exist.
they're gonna have a good first line.
Tulowitzki is another young guy. I don't know if he's actually on the team.
Who's that?
Like, Tulowitzki, his defenseman.
Troy Tulowitzki?
Yeah.
Cholowski,
Cholowski. Yeah, I'll butcher everyone's name. Also,
Don Cherry over here.
we talked about Grice, but like Bernier's not a terrible
No.
goaltender.
No, man. I thought
I think Detroit's got one of the upper echelons of first lines in the league too, with Larkin and
Mantha.
Bertuzzi and Mantha.
If
Yeah.
It's very underrated as a first line.
If
in my
Mantha
opinion.
All in their
stays
mid-20s.
healthy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
If Mantha stays healthy, that's a very good first line.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question mark with Mantha. He's always been has he ever played a full season? I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
I know they signed Bobby Ryan as well. I don't know
Yep.
where he's coming in on that team. The second line, what did they have? Like Fabry.
I think I read Fabry, Sedina, and
Yes.
What does that website have? What are
Uh,
the projected lines? They're pretty good with their line updates. I mean, Ian's looking up.
no, they don't have that kind of stuff yet. I don't think. Like,
No, I mean we're one day away. We should have some sort of line. Combination.
I just remember reading it on Reddit and I just completely forget. I know they have Filppula's back on the team again.
Yep.
oh yeah, cool.
I really like Helm and Glendening
Yeah.
as
NHL
like
guys.
shut down guys. They both get shorthanded goals too, but like I don't watch a lot of Detroit right now because they have been bad. So maybe I will more this year. Don't have much to do.
Well, we haven't really touched on their top line. They have Larkin's 24, Mantha's 26, Bertuzzi's 25. They're all
Entering their
They're all
prime
entering their
years,
prime.
Which sucks. Detroit's not that great right now.
Yeah, so it's almost like how bad does Detroit want to be for how long? Because you don't want to waste these guys' prime years. At the same time, maybe even 3 years from now, Sider comes into the league.
Detroit's good, and you sign these guys to.
Yeah, Hronek continues to develop because he's around the same age as well. Larkin is a top line player.
Easily on any team.
Pretty much any team. And I mean, same with Bertuzzi's maybe a top 6.
People just don't watch him, and I really like Bertuzzi. He's a good player.
Except for when he misses empty nets.
Oh yeah, well against the Flyers. of
Nemestikov.
course.
That's the guy who I was forgetting
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
second line. They picked up Nemestikov in the off season as well.
Right. And then, like we said,
Stevie
Mantha.
Y and his Russians.
Yeah, Mantha's a good 5-on-5 guy.
Well, he was
Just
close.
saying.
He was close to a point per game. He only played 39 last year, or he only played 40 something, like 43, and I think he had 38, 39 points.
Yeah.
He was close.
Any bold predictions, Ian, for the Detroit Red Wings?
Not last. Oh, bold
Yeah.
playoffs.
Oh.
Not last. Regular.
I don't know. I think realistically, I think they still might be well down there. I don't know if they're.
I'm not even saying not last in the division. I'm saying not last in the. No, I'm saying not last in the division. Not last in the league.
Oh, you're saying they finish ahead of Chicago?
Yes.
Oh,
They finish
that's bold.
ahead of the Blackhawks.
Is that bold?
Not
not
really. It's a coin toss. It's rock, paper, scissors. Who wants to finish last?
I don't know. I don't really like Chicago's team.
You guys want to talk about Chicago next?
Sure.
All right.
Get the dumpsters out of the way.
Okay, so the Chicago Blackhawks, here's a fun fact. They have not won a playoff series since they won the Cup in 2015. So they haven't won anything since. They won the play-in round against Edmonton.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
Which was hilarious.
That wasn't shockingly.
That was
I
kinda
took Chicago. I was so confident Chicago was going to beat that Edmonton team.
You were. The rest of the world was not.
Yeah. But how can you not be? It's friggin' Jonathan Taves.
Yeah, and he's hurt.
against McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah, but they haven't won shit.
If you redo that,
Until they win shit.
people, if you
can't redo it if it already happened.
if you were to redo if people were to redo their picks, they would still pick Edmonton.
I would still pick Chicago.
Sure, man, and you'd be right, but you still wouldn't be on the popular side of that vote.
That's fine.
So there's no way that team should have competed, but they did. Good for them. And
They're not going to compete with anybody this year.
well, I mean, they're
Detroit.
that'll be
Is that competing or is that
breakneck
just like?
pace for the bottom.
Is that just like?
Those games will be fun to watch. Too bad they lost Kirby Doc in the juniors there.
Yeah, he'll be gone for almost the
Taves
whole
sucks.
year.
Losing
Yeah,
Taves
Taves is
sucks
out.
too, man.
Taves, they haven't really announced anything with him, so
I thought
those
they
are two
said
big.
Just
Taves.
indefinitely.
Yeah, they've announced that they don't know. Is basically by saying
they lost,
indefinitely.
they lost Little Nylander for most of the season too.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I just know he's injured for a while.
That's all I know as well. I don't have any.
Yeah.
I don't have any details on that. Unfortunately, we're not Blackhawks specialists. However, they still have one of the best players in the league.
Patrick Kane.
And he's kind of on an island by himself now, which I think he's fine with. He can stick handle on an island or in
They
a
still
phone
have
booth on
like
an island.
DeBrincat's not too bad. Dylan
He's on the way up.
Strom's not bad.
DeBrincat's 23 now.
Kubelik, yeah.
DeBrincat could be a 40-goal guy in an 82-game
It's a guy.
season.
I wish the Leafs drafted him instead of Dermott
I
that
think
year.
I think there's a bunch of teams that wish they took him. He was sitting there for a while.
Yeah, no, he's early second round pick.
Yeah,
He was right after Dermott.
But that's what I mean. Like, he was projected. He could have gone late first round.
Yeah,
like
But
there's a
just,
bunch of
Dubas'
teams.
style. I was like, man, I don't know how he didn't take DeBrincat there.
Yeah,
Just his style of like his GM mind, I guess, that we all assume he has.
and how about Kubelik, 25-year-old? They signed out of Russia.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty good. Scored a lot of goals last year.
Czech
Unbelievable
Republic.
rookie year.
Czech Republic.
There you go. Yeah. So
He might have been playing in Russia, but he's Czech.
the thing with Kubelik, he was in the 30-goal range, and
He scored 30.
yeah, I think it's just from doing our fantasy episodes, I remember looking at his shooting percentage, and it just seemed a little
Astronomical.
high. So I think maybe he develops a little bit more. Maybe he's a little bit more used to the NHL style, but I think that's sort of the upper echelon of what he's
Who are
going to
their
do.
fucking goalies?
Yeah, exactly.
An excellent question, Ian.
You'd be better off with Millhouse in net.
So they got
The bone!
Malcolm Subban, their
the
starter.
bone!
the Chicago Blackhawks started last year with Crawford and
Liner.
yeah,
Liner.
Robin Leonard and Corey Crawford. They're both gone. That leaves Subban. Is it pronounced Delia?
Goalie.
Goalie. And who's they have a third guy. Is it Lettinen?
Yeah.
Kari Lettinen's back?
No.
It's
No.
Lankinen.
Lankinen. He's that guy.
Lanky Kong.
Yeah.
Nice.
He is he's their youngest of their goaltenders.
Maybe he's a stud.
Maybe he
Lankinen wins the Vezina mark.
25. He's not that young even.
Hey.
So, Delia's 26, Subban's 27, and Lankinen's 25. So they don't have a super young goalie in the pipeline here. But you know what? Hopefully one of those guys takes this opportunity and runs with it. Subban had
It'd be cool.
sub 900 save
It'd
percentage.
be a
over the
nice
past 2
light
years.
on that team for this season.
Yeah, just something to look forward to. Aside, now they get to watch Patrick Kane, but he's 32 now, and I'm not gonna tell you he's gonna slow down anytime soon.
I don't like the whole age era narrative thing though, like with players of him. Like
For some players, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Some players can play into their 40s and they're fine. Some players really slow down as soon as they hit 30. It just sort of depends on their play style, depends on their genes, their genetics.
I just
really
don't like the whole age narrative.
And they got a guy. Strome has potential. He's a bit of a reclamation project. Hopefully, he turns out. He's probably on their second line.
He's probably first line center.
Could be now he's probably first line center actually. I guess Taves slots
first
in.
line center.
I don't even know.
I think he was playing with Kane regardless last year.
Yeah, I think he was Kane center because they normally didn't play together. I think it was Kubelik on that line too.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like
Taves
DeBrincat,
was playing
Taves,
with-
and someone else.
Sod probably.
Yeah, he's gone, right?
Yeah.
traded
Oh, they
for
got Shaw.
Andrew Shaw.
Yeah, Sod's off to Colorado.
They have okay defense too. Like their defense aren't bad.
Keith is
Zadorov.
Keith has earned every dime that he's being
hurt right now,
paid.
I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
But Calvin DeHaan's not bad.
You know who they're excited about? Bokvist?
Bobquist?
Yeah.
20 years old. He's a young... Somebody was comparing him to a young version of Ryan Ellis.
They have a Carlson. He's got to be good.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Anybody with the name Carlson's got to be fantastic.
And then my pickup from that team that I always take, that Amy stole from me.
Oh, Connor Murphy?
Connor Murphy, I think it is.
Yeah, he's all right. I don't know. I'm just not big on...
lot of hits, a lot of blocks.
I'm
That's
just
all
not
I
big
know.
on Chicago at all this
Well,
year.
they're
Besides
gonna be
Patrick
shit.
Kane, they're going to be snooze fest.
Yeah.
Any bold predictions for the Chicago Blackhawks?
Last place in the league.
Subban for Vezina.
Wow, that's a stretch. But you know what, Mark? If that's what we're doing, hey, if honestly, I think if one of their goaltenders gets hot, and it's again a shortened season, if they get hot for even 3 weeks,
It's like baseball, man. Like the baseball season. If you got hot, you made the playoffs.
In this division, it might either one of Detroit or Chicago. If they get hot for 2 or 3 weeks there, and speaking of baseball, because that's how the schedule is broken up right now.
Yeah.
If you just sort of have a team's number, and I know they're missing Kirby Doc and Jonathan Taves, and they don't have Crawford anymore, but you know what? If
hockey's the most unpredictable sport out there, so
listen, if they can forecheck and backcheck,
get
pucks in deep,
easy there,
then
coach.
you never know what a team could do. So I don't think it's going to happen, though. But away we go. Hey, who do you guys want to talk about next? Central Division.
Probably the team that's going to be better.
Okay, let's talk about them
Let's
then,
go
Ian.
with the Stanley Cup finalists, the Dallas Stars.
Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
All right.
Injury problems.
And yeah.
You want to list them, Ian?
Um,
I'll be back in a minute while you list all their injury problems.
where are you going?
No, that's just how long the
Oh, no, well,
scripture.
I don't even think they have a lot of guys. It's
just keep people.
It's their starting goalie and their number one center.
Bishop is out until
End of March, I think.
March, April.
Same with Seguin.
Seguin, March, April as well. And here's a fun thing. The team shut down operations because of COVID.
When was that? Was that today?
No, that was
No.
recently. They pushed
Oh,
back.
no, they reopened.
Did they reopen?
I'm pretty sure Dallas reopened.
Regardless, they've missed about a week or at least a handful of days.
No, but they're missing
being on
their
the
first 3
ice.
games of the season, though.
Yeah,
That's
they pushed back their start date to the 19th.
Yeah. Which isn't it's not a huge
So
deal.
if you got
Something to work
Khudobin
around.
on your team, pick up a fucking goalie.
Yeah, for fantasy.
Week 1, you're
So,
fucked.
do you think Khudobin can replicate the playoffs he had?
Well, he has to.
Until Bishop's back, he has to.
That's the only reason Dallas got to the Cup final, so he has to do that again in the regular season for them to get to the playoffs.
He's a solid goalie. He's a proven track record as a backup over the past 2 years. He just hasn't had a start. He's been given a starting role a couple of times throughout his career. In Carolina, he was sort of given the starting role and he fumbled it.
So I see kind of Dallas and Columbus in the same boat going into this season, where if their goalies aren't saving pucks, their teams don't score enough goals for them to win them enough games.
No.
But they do have a very good defense core.
They have a good defense score, but if their goalie isn't stopping pucks, and those 2 goalies are Khudobin's never been a bona fide starter, and he's being forced into a situation he's never been into this year.
And Khudobin's 34. So I know you don't like the age narrative, but that's still a fact that he's been given multiple chances
But
to
the
do
thing
it.
is, though, 34 for a goalie who's never been a starter, though, is good in my opinion, because his body's never been through a stress of
He has some mileage.
But he's had mileage, but he's never been through a stress of playing 60 games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, he has mileage ahead of him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I see that as a positive for him being 34 and being put into a starting role. But the fact that he's never been into a starter, it as a goalie, it's a whole new mentality. In the playoffs, you run a lot more on adrenaline through the game. But when it comes to the regular season, sometimes you're just not up to play, and that's hard when you've never been a starter before.
I wonder how much the bubble affected that. Just because once one of the strongest drugs on the planet is confidence.
Yeah.
And once you start getting that confidence, like Khudobin did, like the Dallas Stars
especially
did,
when you don't have to travel anywhere.
you just start rolling with it.
You're around your hockey guys the same time, and they're telling you fucking you're amazing the whole time.
So as soon as that seed of doubt gets planted and that confidence isn't there anymore, I wonder what will happen, because I think there's some other teams in the league that are very similarly. Once you start rolling and that confidence isn't there, or you gain some confidence in such a It's a shortened season. You're playing the same teams very often. It's effectively, these aren't divisions, they're leagues.
Yeah,
because you're not crossing
exactly.
over.
You're not crossing over. There's 4 different leagues battling to meet in the semifinals.
Once somebody has your number, and coming back to Khudobin, if somebody can figure out how to put the puck past this guy, he's going to have to adjust.
Cough, high glove on James Reimer.
So we'll see what happens. But I think it's dangerous. It's dangerous territory the Dallas Stars are walking into with a one he's unproven over an entire regular season.
Who is their backup to start? Anyone actually know?
Is it Ottinger?
I don't even know. But I think Dallas' season solely relies on how well Khudobin plays.
Yeah.
And even if they get Bishop and Sagan back with enough times to make ground, they still have to make up that ground.
That's basically like halfway through the season. If they're in the shitter already, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, you got
unless Bishop goes 10 shutouts and Sagan's a goal a game or something.
If you get that far behind.
Yeah, Jake Ottinger, 22 years old. He looks to be their backup right now. He was their backup in the bubble.
Cool.
Because the fact that they didn't score much last year and they didn't really do anything to address that this year.
Their core is getting old, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Up front, Pavelski's 36, and he had a bit of a disappointing regular season last year. He was better in the playoffs.
But they have Hintz and Garionov.
Rupe Hintz, he's pretty good,
They're both 24, 23 or something.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything to like address them not being one of the lowest scoring teams in the NHL.
Yeah, they didn't add offense. True. Yeah, Gurianov he's developing really nicely. He looks like he could be a top 6 guy. Rupe Hintz is already a top 6 player.
That other kid that did well in the playoffs, Kiviranta. Yeah, that's
the phenom.
Yeah, he was good.
So Dallas Stars was 28th for goals for last year,
and that has not gone up with the loss of Tyler Seguin.
What were they for goals again?
And Corey Perry. Corey Perry didn't score a lot in the regular season, but he's still gone. That's a loss. I don't think people will understand how big of a loss that is until he's not there.
No, Cogliano's still there, right?
Cogliano's still there. Camu.
But you don't if they don't get the same goaltending they got last year, I don't. They might be able to push into the playoffs because of how shit the division is, but if they don't score enough, they're not gonna win.
Let's talk about one of their strengths, though. They got 2 workhorses on defense.
Oh yeah,
Klingberg and Heiskanen.
Heiskanen is a young stud. He's only 21. He's a two-way defenseman, excellent skater.
I think Klingberg's been in some Norris conversations before.
Klingberg is fucking.
He generates a lot of offense for sure.
Klingberg skate, man.
Yep. Heiskanen's only 21. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, you just said that.
But he's on the upswing.
I really like Esa Lindell too.
Lindell's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then they got that big fuck.
You want to be more
Alexiak?
specific? Oh, yeah. What, 6'7"? He's a big guy. He'll eat minutes. But again, not much. I don't know how much.
They had Sekera.
I don't know how much.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Offense they're going to generate from the back end, though.
Well, you saw it in the playoffs.
They generate offense in the fact that they get the puck out, but they don't generate offense in the fact that they produce many
They're not play drivers.
No,
they're not offense.
They get
drivers.
the puck. They get the puck out and they get it out of the zone.
Weren't Klingberg and Heiskanen their top 2 scorers in the playoffs?
That's not really a good thing to have, Ian.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's where their offense came from.
I know.
Those 2 guys,
and they're not guys that. Compared to the rest of the league, they're not offensive drivers. You can't the same way other guys are. They're offensive drivers on the Dallas Stars because they have to be.
Yeah, you can't do that every game either. Teams are going to take advantage.
Exactly. And you, as a defenseman, physically can't do that every single game.
Yeah.
You are going to kill yourself.
Any big bold predictions for the Dallas Stars?
And just say they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, missed the playoffs.
I don't. This is a sort of a spoiler. I don't have them making the playoffs with my way too early playoff predictions we're going to do later in the show. I have them missing.
Yeah, I'm still on the bubble with them. It's all like we said earlier. It's up to Khudobin. It's up to
Khudobin, and maybe Bishop comes back.
Because they were second in goals against
back.
with Bishop and Khudobin playing last year.
And what happens?
You only have one of them now.
What happens when Bishop comes back?
Exactly. What if he's still not
Well,
it's not like
who knows if he'll be ready to go 100. He's not going to be 100%.
Yeah,
no.
Bishop's had some bad spells.
And Greg, you're a goalie. You need reps. If you haven't been able to get reps in and you just get thrown into the fucking fire,
Yeah, and it could be a dumpster fire at that point.
Oh yeah, fuck.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are set to start May 11. So if he comes back, say he comes back early April, he's going to have 1 month, it's a condensed schedule relatively. So
probably still only like 15 to
My
20
thing is,
games.
like for goalies though, you're not practicing.
My thing with goalies is you look at the guys that teams acquire at the trade deadline. And a lot of the goalies that are acquired around or at the trade deadline, they're not great off the hop. It's very rare for a goaltender. I don't have any stats on this, but just based on the eye test, it's very rare for a goaltender that gets traded to a team to then all of a sudden get hot or can continue to play just as well as he was before on his new team, just because it's so different.
Well, yeah, you got a whole new system to play. You don't know what the fuck the defensemen are doing. No, you don't know the tendencies, player tendencies.
Everything.
You don't know that
fucking
fucking Cody Cece's a piece of shit.
All of the above, yeah. It's so I don't know if Bishop will have that same issue because he's played with these guys, but like you said, it's
conditioning.
It's the details and the repetitions and everything else.
And he could come back and get 10 shutouts because
he could come back and be cold and lose his first two games. Then you're just like, damn. Fuck.
Or Khudobin could just have
a stellar season.
That's right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Dallas is like that Magic 8-Ball team this year, I think.
Yep. That's it. Okay.
Didn't even talk about the top two guys on that team that are still playing.
Jamie Benn.
And Radulov. I think they both have underwhelming years last year, point-wise.
Jamie Benn's only 31, man. I hope
they bounce back. A lot of time I love Jamie Benn's game.
Yeah. I like both of their games. They're both just hard players in the corner. A lot of emotion.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to carry a lot, though.
Yeah.
They're going to have to... There's a lot
in that first line center with them now.
Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Second last round draft pick.
All right, are we done with the Dallas Stars?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. All right, Mark. Well, who do you want to talk about next?
You want to go Blue Jackets?
Let's go Blue Jackets.
Let's go Blue Jackets.
Torts.
Yeah, so with me... How long has Torts been coaching there?
A while.
I got a feeling that team is like, because like, you know, with teams with Torch, they're just like finally get fed up with him.
Yep.
I think this could be finally, like, not a bold prediction. I think this could be finally the year where Columbus is just like, man, we don't want to be like,
we're tired of you.
We're not going to win with you coaching us anymore. Like, we're at the point, like, we can't win a cup playing your style with my team, with us anymore.
Right. It's not enough to just be competitive and scrape by. It's not, it's grinding.
Yeah.
It's mentally grinding to be playing that sort of style. I'd imagine. I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I was just like, for like when he was with the Rangers and shit like that, when he was with Vancouver, I feel like the players just played him out of town.
The message gets stale.
Yeah. Which sucks because he's a damn... Next team he goes to coach, it's probably going to start out fucking amazing.
Sure. Absolutely. Ian, what do you think about the Columbus Blue Jackets?
I don't know.
The Athletic has them at a 50% chance to make the playoffs. They're right on the bubble. It's basically a coin flip.
Yeah, that's literally what I wrote. I said coin toss to make the playoffs on my piece of paper here.
All right, Mark, do you want to toss a coin? See if they make the playoffs?
Who did they gain? Who did they lose?
I don't know.
No one has a coin.
Okay, ready?
Who has coins these days?
Heads, they make the playoffs. Tails, they don't. Heads.
What was it?
His heads.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I don't believe you.
So what was most intriguing for me with Columbus last year, they played 23 overtime games. They only won 8 of them, and they lost 15.
So, okay, wait, say that again. They played how many overtime?
23 games went to overtime.
How many games did they play?
70, 71.
Like 70?
It's around 70. Everyone was around 70.
They played 70. 23 70? Went to overtime.
23 went to overtime. Where's my calculator? 23 divided by 70. One of every 3 games, essentially.
So they went to overtime basically once every week.
Jeez.
Yeah, that kind of like when I saw their 15 overtime.
And they lost how many?
They lost 15.
Oh my goodness.
When I saw their 15 overtime losses, I was like, how many times are these fucking guys? And I was like, they only won 8 times?
You know why? They don't have any top-end talent. As soon as you get 3-on-3, they don't have the top-end talent.
No, I get that. But, like, man, like, what if next year they start losing those close games?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I didn't have the time to go in depth to how those games got to overtime and stuff like that. I might do that, like, later just to, like, see how good or, like... Because if they were leading and the team's tied to going into overtime, then, like, it's a little... That kind of overtime is a little misleading. But if they were, like, scraping back to get to overtime, man, that's, like, their record is very misleading.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, they no longer have that reputation of just being like a bottom feeder. They're in the hunt.
Yeah, they're in the hunt for sure.
And they have that hardworking reputation that goes along with the coaching we talked about. But they're not. I don't find them to be a terribly exciting team to watch. Plus, how long can they go?
Columbus is a team where if they don't start out hot, they're not making the playoffs.
How long can they go losing these star players? Panarin left. Bobrovsky left. I mean, they only had Duchesne for a minute.
Yeah.
But he's now gone.
You call him a star player?
They lost the Zingle.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. It's not, defined star player, but this,
they're losing these guys. In my opinion, their only real stars. Dubois approaching that is maybe just
Jones?
Seth Jones.
When did they get Mikko Koivu?
They don't have Mikko Koivu. Mikko Koivu retired.
Who's this M. Koivu?
I don't know. Is it Mikko Koivu?
Yeah, I believe he's on the Jackets.
Did they sign him?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't even know that.
So he, I think that was sneaky signing in the offseason. Well, Finnish GM. That's got to be a connection there.
Yeah, I thought Mikko Koivu was retiring because the Wild let him go.
Same.
It's 37. Same.
Oh, good for him, man. No, I just think like Dallas, their team really relies on like Dallas. They were one of the lowest scoring teams and had one of the better goaltending due. And I don't know if Korpisalo and Merzinklins are bona fide anything yet.
The difference between Columbus and Dallas only has one unproven. And if you want to count Columbus as two, at least they have two bullets in the chamber. They have Merzlikins and Korpisalo. Yeah,
where Dallas's backup is like literally
Ottinger. Yeah, exactly. So that's completely unproven. Whereas these guys, they actually have and you know what? They actually have good numbers. Korpisalo had almost a 940 this playoff, which is not sustainable.
He had a game where he had 90 saves.
I don't think that'll ever happen again, but you never know.
Didn't he break the record for most saves in a playoff game or something?
I think
so.
Yeah, the Kelly Rudy held. I think Korpisalo's somewhere in the middle of his. He had an okay regular season. I think he was right around average. Mark, you said in the last episode that 9-10 was league average. I think he was right around league average, and I think he can be a little bit better than that. I thought weren't there rumors, and I don't want to spit out rumors that aren't true, but I heard that he wanted to be traded.
There was
some, like around.
I didn't hear. The only ones I heard about him was Dubois
for sure. That's recently now. And Merzlikins, I think a lot of people think Merzlikins is very good. You just never know what the deployment's going to be like with John Tortorella. You're just not sure goaltending wise.
Yeah.
Again, like they just might be. He'll just get mad at a goalie and
you're not playing for a little bit.
So you never know. Okay, let's talk about Dubois. Yeah, it seems like he wants out.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because that's another
fourth overall pick. He was a fourth overall pick just a few years ago.
Was it fourth?
Yeah, third. Sorry,
I thought
third
he was
overall.
Third. It wasn't that in the Matthews draft?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, they're gonna take Puljujarvi because he's Finnish and the GM's Finnish,and they took Dubois," and everybody was like, "Oh,
that's correct." Gasp. So, I guess he's their best.
He's definitely their best.
He's
player.
Their best forward. And you know what? I think he's slowly entering that elite conversation. He's
elite, just star.
He's a
consistent all-star.
I think he's a great two-way player.
He's great at everything, man. Yeah. He's not excellent at any one thing, but
just has no one to pass to.
Well, Atkinson.
Atkinson's not too bad.
Atkinson's decent. Bjorkstrand, I think, is their best winger.
Yeah, they just signed him to a contract.
Yeah, he's really good offensively. He's ready for a breakout season anytime now. He's also pretty good.
Picked up Max Domi.
Yeah, Max Domi.
But
they got rid of Anderson. I think that was a loss.
We'll see.
I shouldn't say I liked Anderson because I fucking hated Anderson in that Leafs Columbus playoff last year. But at the same time, if I was cheering for Columbus, I would love him.
You're going to have to watch him 10 times with the Habs.
Yeah, and the Habs already have those guys, too. They already have...
Ian's going to hate Montreal.
We're not going into the Habs, but yeah.
I think positionally, though, it makes more sense for Columbus to grab a center. Just they needed that 1-2 punch down.
They lost Wenberg this year,
but they got Boone Jenner. Jenner is a number 2, isn't he? No?
Well, I like Jenner, but Jenner, I don't know.
More of a checking line guy, I think.
They're by committee, and if they don't score by committee, they're fucked.
Yeah, whereas Domi actually has that high-end skill that
he hasn't really proven it yet.
Really prove shit.
No, but
he's got the skill, but he hasn't proven that he's
exists. It exists.
Foodie, I remember that guy.
Oh, Foodie's sick. Foodie's
that guy's so fast.
Yeah.
Remember him blowing by people.
Menace
they got the smallest player in the NHL.
Oh, they waived Gerby, but he's probably going to go in the taxi squad, so he can go in the taxi squad.
5'4". Holy
They
shit.
didn't they sign Grigorenko?
He's stuck in thing right now, though.
Once he comes over, that'll be an interesting. He's in his mid-20s now, but if he can come over and be a guy, maybe if he can get over.
Or no, I think Grigorenko's here. I read a blurb about him.
Well, not here.
Something. No, I think not here, but like in Columbus.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
North America.
And let's not forget about Nick Foligno. Good defensive forward, hits a lot of guys. Captain. But again, you know what? His captaincy is sort of the epitome. It kind of encompasses what the Blue Jackets are. Hardworking
team and follow the leader. Like Tortorella, follow the leader.
Hardworking team, finishes checks.
Can we talk about the best part of their team yet?
Let's talk about the best part of their team, Ian.
Their defensive pair,
Seth Jones. Yeah, and Rurinsky.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, is Jones a top 10 guy in the league?
Yeah,
maybe
top 10 guy in the league.
I don't know. I don't like numbers.
Neither do I. I don't want to list them.
I think he would be on the first D pair on any team.
Sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yep, that's
Your
fair.
first D pair wasn't Hedman and Hamilton.
Yeah, but that's not on the one team.
I know.
I'd love to see the salary cap work with that squad. But yeah, Jones is their best defenseman, I think, offensively anyway.
Maybe not on Vegas.
Rurinsky had 20 goals last year, man.
21.
That's a little. His shooting percentage was kind of crazy. He's more of a two-way defender. But
is he?
Werenski's a bit more of a two-way guy.
I feel like Jones is just as good two-way as Werenski.
I think they're both just as good two-way.
I think they're both.
Like, one's been nominated for a Norris already.
And they're both young.
Yeah. I just think Jones has a little bit more offensive upside. Just because you score goals, like, you're a good offensive player, but one sort of generates offense, the other one sort of.
I didn't know Werenski was actually that big. 6'2", 212.
Yeah, I see.
He looks smaller.
Yeah, he's a bit of a bigger guy.
He creates more offense himself.
What?
Yeah.
As opposed to just finishing the play.
Oh, Werenski.
No, Jones.
Oh,
Jones. Yeah, he's creating more plays himself as opposed to just kablamo.
Driving versus finishing. Oh my gosh.
I liked Savard last year in the playoffs.
Savard, Gavrikov is a top 4 guy.
For the playoffs, though. He's not going to get you into the
Yeah, but he's going to eat minutes and sit in front of shots on your penalty kill.
Blocks, shutdown guy. Savard's a shutdown guy.
Del Zotto, when did they get him?
Del Zotto sucks.
Does he?
You don't like Del Zotto?
Del Zotto fucking sucks.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Del Zotto, but you do suck.
Oh my god.
He only had 15 points in 50 games last year.
There you go. Okay, any big predictions about the Columbus Blue Jackets?
There's nothing really big to predict.
I'm not really. Is the big prediction that Dubois doesn't get traded?
Or the big prediction is they don't make the playoffs and sell their
I think
team.
Dubois gets traded to Montreal.
That'd be something. I mean, let's say the Montreal Canadiens could use a center like him. I know he's sort of like an upgrade over. Is it Deneau? Yeah, think of it like that. As a two-way guy who could be
that's it.
Who could be elite.
Dubois gets traded to the Habs.
Wow,
that's
there
my
it
bold
is.
prediction.
Yeah, Habs need a center.
All right, Ian, want to throw out another team here?
I don't know. Who do we got left? We got Florida, Nashville, or
pick one. Hurricanes, Carolina. Okay, this is an exciting squad.
No, I'm not picking. We could choose the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm choosing the Hurricanes. We're doing it.
Greg put his foot down.
Yeah, take Carolina Hurricanes. What do you guys think about the Carolina Hurricanes?
They're good.
I think they're super deep. I think they got a potential of pushing Tampa for first place this
division.
Year.
Yeah, they can challenge 100%. 100%. If they have
the only questionable thing,
they just need above mediocre goaltending compared to last year. That's it.
Well, I said it before. I think Mrazek could be. I think he could be a top. I don't want to keep saying top 10, top 5 or whatever. I think he could be an elite goalie if he got it together. He's got the athleticism to do it. I think it's just a matter of putting his game together, completing his game. Mark said it really well in one of our fantasy episodes that with the defense that he has in front of him, he has no reason
to put up the same numbers he had last year. Like, that is no excuse.
Exactly. So
did Reimer clear waivers?
Yeah.
So is he on the taxi?
I'd imagine so.
I
would imagine, yeah.
So we got Ned Jovokic, Alex. He's 25 and apparently American with a name like that.
The team is going to live and die with what Mrazek is able to do for them. And if the defense is suffocating enough that they don't have to...
Hey, you want to say that name?
What name is this? Nedeljokovic?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Nailed
what
it.
Greg said.
Nailed it. But if the defense in front of him is suffocating enough, he doesn't have to be special. He just needs to be consistent. Dougie Hamilton is amazing. He's an elite defenseman.
Jakob Slavin, Brady
top power play
Shea.
guy. Slavin's solid. Slavin could be.
And let's look at their shutdown players as well.
Okay, hang on.
Jeez.
Hamilton and Slavin, that could be one of the best defensive pairs in the league.
Oh, easily.
That's
if they're playing together.
one of the best defensive pairs in the league. If you haven't watched any Carolina Hurricane games, I suggest you do. Just watch them play.
That is your number. They're both
They're
left
incredible.
and right-hander, respectively.
Yeah, if it's just a matter of if they're paired together.
Yeah.
Look at those bottom four guys. They are amazing shutdown guys. All four of them.
Oh, Jordan Stahl, Svechnikov, Teravainen, and Trocheck. Yeah, they're probably one of the deepest teams up the middle with friggin'
Aho.
So up front,
Yeah.
Look down the middle. Jordan Stahl, Aho, and friggin' Trocheck. That is deep.
that's pretty deep.
I'm talking about two-way centers, like right up the fucking middle.
Doesn't that guy that yells a lot, isn't he a center too?
Martinook, like that would be. Imagine, like that's so frustrating to play against. You can run those guys, and you can run that line anytime you want. You don't have to worry about who's out there. You don't have to worry about matchups. Like that's why I think Carolina, like they don't have to worry about anything. They can play to any team's style.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean,
they don't have the top end skill that Tampa Bay has, but I think they
could be.
I think they're getting there though.
man.
Like
I think they're trending up for
they're
sure.
trending up for sure.
Maybe not. They're not made. They might not be there yet.
No,
But
well, Aho and Svechnikov are both young
elite.
still,
Yeah.
right?
They're amazing.
Yeah, but like
Svechnikov's only
Niederreiter's
20,
still
dude.
really good. Friggin' Teravainen's amazing.
yeah.
They got Ryan DeZingle still.
No, DeZingle went somewhere else.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
no.
Oh yeah, never mind. There he is.
He's there. He's a guy. He hasn't gotten worse since he got traded either. He can score some goals.
Yeah.
He's a great
Brock
player.
McGinn is good.
And I think they had Zingle penciled in on the third line? Man, that's a good third line with Stahl. Stahl's an excellent shutdown player. He doesn't have much offense, but he can score if he needs to. If that's your shutdown role, and then Trocheck is your number 2 guy. Trocheck's had a couple down years recently.
Injury, like they were riddled with injury though.
I just wonder if he's going to ever get back to that
65 point
offensive
plateau.
weapon that he was a couple years back. And even if
a little bit of a shadow of that,
then I guess he still has the opportunity. Right now, they have Svechnikov on the second line.
yeah, playing with him. He's got an elite winger playing with him.
Man, if you have a 1-2 punch in Carolina, they're trending up. They're an exciting team, and I think they're. I don't want to say they're a lock to make the playoffs because
I have them as a lock. I think they're
too
deep and too good. I don't think they're gonna have. As
long as they
don't play bad games, man.
No, they're too deep for
They
that.
blew that one game against the Leafs last year, but like they also beat the Leafs with a backup
Zamboni
goalie.
driver.
Yeah,
as their
Didn't Pesci
goaltender.
get injured that game too?
I don't remember.
Somebody got injured that game. They were without Hamilton already, and then Pesci's like super valuable.
Yeah.
he could be just as well-rounded a player as Slavin.
Yeah,
basically.
a little bit below. Same thing with Brady Shea's really good too.
They have Jake Bean.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Shea was interesting because he came over from the Rangers, played a couple games right after the trade deadline, then the whole shutdown. Then they played the Rangers in the playoffs, and he's like, "Hey boys, I still know my old Rangers teammates better than I know my Carolina Hurricanes teammates." He didn't say that, but basically because he just got traded, and he's got to play these guys in the first round. So
It's pretty funny.
And that, you know what, we were all saying before that series that we thought the Carolina Hurricanes had the 4th and 5th best goalies in that series, with Shesterkin, Georgiev, and Lundqvist being
On
the
the
best
other
3
team.
goalies in the series. Carolina still did it. They don't need elite goaltending, but if
No.
Mrazek's able to give it to him, man,
They're going to be a good.
watch
fucking team.
out.
Yeah.
Watch out. I think if Mrazek becomes elite and figures it out, I think they could
Doesn't
be
have to
a
become
cup
elite, just
contender.
consistent.
How old is he now?
Just NHL average, man.
Mrazek? I'm not sure.
He's 29.
Yes.
Or
Yes,
gonna
he
be
is.
29 soon. 92, isn't that what your age? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be 29.
Mrazek is 28 on Cap Friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna
So,
be 29.
Sure. He's
Wait,
he's
what did I
20.
say? What comes before 29?
28.
Ah.
Maths.
Yeah. I was agreeing with you, man. I was agreeing with you. ever get argued with more than on this podcast, just agreeing with people? It's like, Greg, I said that thing. I'm like, and I'm agreeing with you, just I'm using different words.
All right, got 2 left.
Let's go. Want to do Nashville Predators? Let's do the Nashville Predators.
Sure. I don't know much about them. Greg, they're your probably 1B team, so how about you get us started?
All right. Nashville Predators. Well, they've had a disappointing couple of seasons. Sort of after that, is it 2017 they were against the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup final?
You could tell us better than us.
So they since they were in the Stanley Cup final, man, they've been on the decline. Everybody on that team had a disappointing year last year, aside from the Norris Trophy winner.
And Ryan Ellis.
Ryan Ellis was injured though.
He still had a wicked season.
He had a wicked season, but and you can't take it away from that
Don't take it away from that bearded woolly man.
But essentially, it was the Roman Josi show. Ryan Ellis, Roman Josi, I think is again one of the best D pairs in the entire league. It's just, hey, Ellis got to stay healthy, which I think it was a freak injury. I don't think he doesn't have a history of injury problems or anything like that. But I'm always worried when a team drives all of their offense from their back end.
From their back end.
So
just like Columbus?
Yeah.
I guess. But Rossi stirs the drink in Nashville.
Yeah, but Josi also doesn't drive it from the back end. He's the front end as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how he plays.
Exactly. And Ekholm's decent. He's solid as well, but he's not going to carry the play. Fabro.
He's young.
Meh. Mark Barowicki's a good addition, and Matt Benning is a good addition. So they're good depth pieces. So they improved their defensive depth, which I'm happy about. And their top line, I'm guessing their top line is going to look something like Duchesne, Forsberg, and Granlund.
Granlund or Arvidsson?
It's one or the other. Arvidsson has been there, so they might flip it around. The last time I watched the Nashville Predators, though, it's been a while. But the last time, aside from the bubble, but I watched a Predators game just before the shutdown, and they had Forsberg on the fourth line. He was not having a great season, but if he's able to have that 30 goal over an 82 game season pace with scoring,
has he done it?
He's done it.
Yeah, he's done it. I like Forsberg, man. He's a bit dirty a little bit, but I like him.
I always just overlook him completely.
It's just a matter of having
not
consistent
too bad.
line
He had
mates.
48 points in 63 last year. It's not terrible.
And I think Ian, you said, I think on one of the episodes you said that you thought the Ryan Johansson for Seth Jones is one of the most lopsided one-for-one trades in the history. In recent history.
The way he's looking right now.
Ryan Johansson, he has the talent, and I feel bad for the fact that he was injured for that Stanley Cup run a few years ago, that he missed out. Who knows what would have happened if he would have been in the lineup. But since then, it seems like everybody on the Nashville Predators have had down seasons.
Like that's where they all peaked, and it's just been...
Yeah, aside from Roman Josi.
Yeah.
Even the goaltending wasn't great last year. Saros was sort of given more of the load.
Goaltending hasn't been great for the last 2 years.
No, Rene's sort of up and down. He gets a little too excited in the crease. He moves his feet too much. He goes from having an excellent regular season to being all jittery. It's like, man, you're so big. You're going to be in the way just by math. And then I hope Saros bounced back. I kind of like Saros just because smaller goaltender, fun to watch. But if both of them have down years again, they're another team that's right on the bubble. I don't know if
I have them right on my bubble too.
I'm not sure if they're quite the same coin toss, just because I think they have a bit more pedigree.
I really don't have them anywhere
than Columbus.
Close. Like I could see Detroit and Chicago being better than them.
It's hard to predict too because like the Panthers, Predators, Blue Jackets, like Panthers, like they'd never really played each other before, like this many times in a season.
This is one of the weirdest divisions that way.
Real mishmash of teams. They just smash them together and see what happens.
Because I think this is the only one where you got a cross between East and West besides the Canadian division.
So it'll be interesting to see how that.
But this one's like,
what do they call the Atlantic
50-50.
Division?
Yeah,
With
that's
the Florida,
the East.
The East. No, but the
it's
original,
normally the Atlantic. Yeah,
with Toronto, Montreal, Florida, Tampa. Whatever they call that division prior is combined, that style smashed together with the Central.
Yeah.
So it's like, which style is going to come out on top?
Yep.
Does rock beat paper or what happens?
No, paper
here?
beats rock.
Well, we'll see. We'll find out.
No, it always beats rock.
I think it all depends on goaltending between all those teams.
If it's a better year for Nashville, it kind of comes down to their goaltending. I think their defense is still going to be elite. Amazing. One of the best defensive pairs in the league.
And it just depends if they can score enough as well.
Yeah. That's been a theme for a bunch of these teams here. Dallas is similar, Columbus is similar, Nashville is similar. It's just a matter of how much depth. I think Nashville's a little bit younger than Dallas though. Dallas is really on the way down.
Nashville's got the Tolvanen kid. I hopefully breaks into the friggin' league too.
Yeah. Hey,
like
any bold predictions for the Nashville Predators?
Pekarine's a Vezina finalist.
Bounce back season.
It could happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that because he can do
goalie.
it. He just needs to come back. All right, let's head to the last team. Last but not least, the Florida Panthers.
Well, it's least amount of fans probably.
So I'm this is probably the second most interested team I was in. Into this division, because I think if Bobrovsky has a bounce back season, they're a lock for the playoffs. They were only 3 points behind Toronto last year
they were on their heels
to get into the third place Atlantic spot.
Yep.
And Florida was trending pretty hot towards the end of the season as well. So I don't have him as like a true lock in the playoffs, but if Bobrovsky is consistent, they're a lock.
If he's average, if he's league
average, they're a lock.
What was Bobrovsky's save
Because because one thing I think Florida has that Columbus, Dallas, Nashville doesn't have right now is Bobrovsky. And Bobrovsky is like, we can say Bobrovsky's on a pedigree above them. Pekkarinen was there.
Yeah.
But Bobrovsky
he had one bad year.
Bobrovsky's the best goalie of those teams, and I think usually the team with the best goalie is going to get the push into the playoffs of that group.
And he's due for a bounce back year.
He has to have a better year, man. He can't be that bad again. Maybe the whole new team, new system, like you said, it's hard for a goalie to come over and figure it out.
To adjust that. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, from him to go to star to garbage so quick is not quite believable. So if he just has an average season, if Bobrovsky just has an average NHL season, man, that could be a dangerous team. They have some great offense too. Their depth
not that good.
Their depth is a bit of an issue, but like
the first line is fantastic. And then after that, it's like whatever.
Barkov
and Huberdeau.
Barkov's elite. He's a two-way guy, not a huge offensive guy. Huberdeau is an incredible playmaker.
Yeah.
And is Hornqvist joining them on that line? I know they had
probably.
They had him there for a bit.
I like that
side.
Hornqvist can stay healthy, man. He's a friggin' he's good.
He'll just workhorse for them.
Yeah.
Be a pest, stand in front of the net.
Garbage goals and grit, boys.
I think their defense is really good too. They got the young Owen Tippett kid. They got Anton Strawman, Keith Yandel. Friggin'
Aaron Ekblad,
too.
Uyghur.
Yeah, Radko Gudas is still serviceable as their bottom six.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
he's really
Gudas
good
the bottom six. That's incredible.
I didn't even know he was on Florida.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who's their backup goalie? Anyone know?
Dreger.
He was pretty good when they called upon him.
Like I just think because of friggin' Bobrovsky, like Bobrovsky carried Columbus's teams, and I think Florida. Like, he can carry a Florida team into the playoffs.
Sure.
I'm not saying they're going to win anything, but I think he can carry a Florida team into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, they picked up Duclair as well.
They got Duclair. I was just going to mention that. They got Duclair. I think he's a great addition. I think he's got sneaky good upside. Mark, when you guys were in Ottawa, you said when he was on the ice, that Ottawa team last year was not very good, but when Duclair was on the ice, he drove play and you noticed when he was carrying.
He was
the puck.
fun to watch.
He was fun to watch. He tried to do something with the puck. You could tell he had the
It was him
even
and
though
Kachuk.
he would try. It looked like he would try to get the puck and do something as opposed to be like
get to the line, dump it in, just play it safe or
just play it safe.
Yeah, whatever. So here's a question: is Duclair an upgrade over Hoffman?
No, probably not.
Hoffman's shot is elite.
You think so?
Yeah, like that. What you can do with Hoffman on a power play is a lot of teams don't have.
I think overall, for shot 100%. I think overall game, I think Duclair might be a bit of an upgrade.
No, Duclair's not even close to as good as a player as Hoffman.
This is also his sixth team since he's been in. Seventh team since he's been in the NHL.
Who?
Duclair.
Yeah, he's for sure bounced around.
Not even in 7 years.
No,
you can't even compare the two. Hoffman is a lot better than Duclair.
Well, I guess we'll see.
No, he's a lot better than Duclair, Greg.
Mark,
it's not that. I guess we'll see.
Well, I guess.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, I get. We'll see
Duclair's
what happens,
better.
man. We'll see what happens. He's a younger player.
Goal scorer.
I don't. I'm just.
Mark, I'm not saying.
I'm just
throwing
shit out there.
as a more well-rounded player though. Like
Duclair isn't even that well-rounded though. He's not that great in his zone. When the puck's on his stick, he makes shit happen. But like besides that.
So what if he ends up on that first line then?
He could.
He could. But
Yeah.
like, he's not
Is that
Instead of Hornqvist?
was it
Maybe.
Hoffman that played with Huberdeau and Barkov last year? I think
No,
it was.
Dadonov.
Oh, it was Dadonov?
Yeah.
Who's now in Ottawa. So it's almost a swap there. It's almost like a free agent trade.
Not really, but Dadonov's a lot better player than Duclair.
Yeah,
You really don't like Duclair, do you?
Duclair went.
No, he
Duclair
just
went
puts
to
the puck in the net when the puck's on his stick. He can skate around guys. That's all he can do.
Duclair went to Florida from Ottawa, and Dadonov went from
Ottawa.
or
Florida to Ottawa.
Duclair's a good
You said
player.
his name right.
He's
They-
just
they
not
switched
nearly
teams
as good
in
as
free
Hoffman
agency.
or Dadonov.
I think Florida's depth though is it's
Their
questionable
offensive
at
depth is
best.
very questionable.
Yeah.
Their defensive depth is good.
Gotten
They
better.
probably got
Their
the best
defensive
goalie
depth.
of all those bubble teams we think there is.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I'm just not sure if there's anybody really worth. And at the same time, like I think it's hilarious that they like they're still struggling from giving up Marchessault and Smith in the Vegas expansion draft. Like they haven't recovered from that.
No.
How could you?
And they just lost Trocheck
Like,
as well.
I don't know how, as a general manager, if you're running that organization, how you could let that happen.
Don't worry, they got Brent Connolly.
Oh,
I don't know.
I can't like. It doesn't make sense to me.
It just blows my mind.
It blows my mind. I think though, I don't have a bold prediction for the Florida Panthers. Do you guys have one?
Bobrovsky,
Bold?
like it's another Vezina Bobrovsky. Like,
Yeah,
that's the only
Bobrovsky
thing. That's the only
could.
other bold prediction you can have is just Bobrovsky, because that's the only thing you can predict. If the only way they're going to be good is if Bobrovsky performs well.
Is this the division of average teams
Besides Tampa,
in Carolina?
yeah,
Everybody could be a thing, or they could all be a
Bad.
complete dumpster fire.
you don't think anybody's going to be really good besides Carolina and
No,
Tampa.
it's just they're gonna have those two teams are gonna have a field day.
Yeah, I know. That's why do you think I draft Vasilevsky first overall?
I can't see any of these teams making it through very far at all.
No.
Anything.
And then what happens when they get in the first round of the playoffs?
Well, we'll get there in a second. Okay, anything to add on the Florida Panthers?
Nope.
Not really.
Okay, guys. All right, let's go to the seventh inning stretch. When we come back, we'll do our way too early playoff predictions for the Central Division. Let's allow teams to get better players on the ice. If a luxury tax isn't in the cards, what would it take to erase buyouts and retain salary? What might a team do to remove dead cap space? Here are 3 ways an NHL team might have dead salary counting against their cap. 1. Teams can buy out a player's contract. You reduce the cap hit at the expense of paying the contract out over more years. Pay less for longer. 2. Teams can retain salary as part of a trade. 3. Cap recapture. Long story short, this occurs when a player retires before the end of a long-term front-loaded deal. See Shea Weber, for example. These are 3 ways that teams can have dead salary on their books. But what if, for a price, an NHL team could gain a fresh slate? What if they could erase a contract buyout, retain salary, etc., from under their cap? I believe a blank slate was a huge asset to the success of the Vegas Golden Knights. It's catching up with them now, but for 3 years, Vegas operated without the penalty of simply having a history. Teams would still have to pay the money to the players in real life, of course, but for the price of a first-round pick, maybe you can erase a player buyout under $2 million from your cap for the duration of the buyout term. Is it worth it? Maybe the price for a buyout is a first and a second rounder. Pay a pick or 2, the entire buyout comes off the cap. I'm not saying this should be cheap. I'm not even suggesting this should be the price. Maybe under $1 million costs a third rounder, and it could scale based on how long the buyout would last. I just think it would be an interesting option. And the NHL has an opportunity to dream up another overly complicated rule. What if you could erase all non-rostered money, counting against your salary cap, as of that moment for the next decade at the cost of all of your own draft picks for a calendar year? You trade all 7 of your draft picks in exchange for a clean slate, just like Vegas had when they entered the league, just like Seattle is about to have. In multiple instances, teams have already shown evidence that draft picks can be purchased. They can also be taken away as punishment by the league. See Arizona. This idea came about because draft picks are a currency. Each NHL team is provided an equal number of each season. Everyone is granted the same number of picks. And it's up to each team how they spend them. Why not allow this currency to be used another way? Why not allow teams to leverage this currency to impact their own team today? Opening up cap space means more players are allowed to be paid more money. Less dead cap equals more money available to sign contracts. The Players Association might like that. Ultimately, you don't cheer for a bought-out player or retained salary. You might cheer for a draft pick. You can cheer for a player on the ice. And that's what all of this is supposed to be about. Way too early playoff prediction time for the Central Division.
Greg, the season starts tomorrow.
These are our picks, not in order. We're not picking these in order. I don't really care about what the points are. Here are the 4 teams that we think are going to make their way through to the Stanley Cup playoffs from the Central Division. And we'll also pick which team we think is going to come out of the Central Division and advance to the Stanley Cup semifinal as the playoff champion. Cool?
Yep.
All right. I'll start. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here, boys.
All right, Tampa,
The
cool.
Tampa Bay Lightning are gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I think we all have Tampa.
I don't think there's any disagreement around here that the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah, congratulations to Tampa Bay Lightning for making the playoffs by default.
Yeah, kinda.
Almost. Mark, pick another one.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Kind of another default in my mind.
Yeah.
I think those two are default.
The only way I see the Carolina Hurricanes not making it is if their goaltending completely falls
gets
apart.
injured.
Yeah, basically.
Not even if the goaltending falls apart. They won with a
Yeah, and
emergency
they still
backup.
did. They still did.
They still did fine.
That was a black stain, a dark moment on the National Hockey
It's almost
League.
been a year.
Almost. Well, when was that? That was around the trade deadline.
We were beginning of February.
Was that like All-Star Wild Wing when it happened too? Like meeting with like old school guys?
I was at a buddy's beer up at Collywood for buddy's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Watching that game was fucking hilarious.
It's almost like, okay, that's like the Hangover. It's like, did this happen?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. Was this a joke?
No, well, like I think
It's easy to remember the day
I think
that
I
happened.
missed. I think who went out early in that game, was it Reimer?
Yeah.
I think I missed him going out, and then
In the first 5 minutes.
and then Mrazek came out to
It's
play the puck and
absolutely
get.
laid
yeah.
out.
I still don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I understand you want to be competitive and you want the puck and stuff like that, but what are you doing that? Also, you're going into the game knowing that you are the backup goalie. Your number 1 job is to stop the puck, and your number 2 job is to not get hurt. Your number 3 job is to not be a fucking idiot and chase after the puck.
Yeah.
I still don't understand
All right,
what he was doing.
That's not part
Ian,
of the way.
okay, give us a number. Give us another. So everyone, Tampa and Carolina. Give us another one. Way too early playoff prediction.
But with these next 4, it's like
Yeah, I know.
it's hard.
I know, it is.
I'm just gonna go Dallas, just because they were Stanley Cup finalists
Yeah, I got
last
Dallas
year.
in.
You got Dallas in as well.
I got Dallas in.
All right, I have Dallas out. So I guess I'll go next for another one. I got Nashville.
No,
I got Nashville.
I don't have
in.
Nashville in.
Nope. I got Florida in.
I think Florida over Columbus.
Florida over Columbus.
I like Huberto.
Yeah. So
He's like one of my favorite
so you got
players.
Dallas and Florida as your
Dallas,
bottom
Florida.
two. Yeah, so do I.
But like Columbus could be there. Nashville. I feel like Nashville is lower in the division in my mind.
So you guys both have Florida in?
Yeah, we have the same 4.
Okay, I'll take the Florida Panthers as well. I like the Florida Panthers. I think that I like their upside. Forward depth, but whatever. I mean, we can say the same
The
thing.
same boat as every problem. But if Bobrovsky comes back and beats Bobrovsky, that's the best goalie of the 4 bubbles.
Basically, I guess so. The
Yeah.
only difference is I'm gonna go out on a limb, say Dallas doesn't make it, and I'm gonna
Nashville does?
put Nashville in.
Homer.
Yeah. So I'm not from Nashville. I've never even been there.
Bandwagoner. What would you rather be called, a homer or a bandwagoner?
I've cheered for Nashville for 15 years.
Exactly. So I'm calling you a homer.
But I haven't been there.
It doesn't matter. You're Nashville at heart, so you're a
I
homer.
guess so.
It's a homer pick, right? Because you know what? It's a homer pick.
Jack Daniels and
It's
et
a homer
cetera.
pick.
Sure,
We love you for it.
It's a team that
And
I
I'm
cheered
sure
for
Nashville
a while.
does.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate it. Cool. And I don't think there's. I mean, like you guys said, Columbus maybe has a chance.
No, I like if Nashville gets goaltending like they had 2 years ago, they're in.
Yeah. If Nashville gets goaltending like they did a couple of years ago, and their offense comes back, which isn't a crazy idea, I think they challenge Carolina for number 2.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, with their goaltending, yes.
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 Yeah, I don't think anyone catches Tampa. I think they're their runaway favorite. Knock
Nashville
on wood.
just doesn't have the scoring.
They score by committee. They've never had the scoring. That's their whole franchise's history.
That's
is
David
they've
Poley's motto.
Yeah, their scoring is their defense. They're like I said, Roman Josi stirs the drink there, forwards and backwards, everyone on the ice. If Nashville's forwards play up to what they should be playing, Duchesne, Johansson, Forsberg, Arvidsson, everyone, all of those guys, if they score the way that they should score, man, I think they give Carolina a run for it.
So
it's just that they haven't done it recently, so recency bias, I got them.
I think what the people really want to know is, Ian, is Detroit finishing ahead of Chicago this year?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, they are.
All right.
Wow. There you go. So look,
They're going to win the
that.
lottery that way, not by tanking. Right?
Yeah, that's the only way Detroit's going to get the first round pick. First overall pick.
First overall.
They won't be last in the league. They'll win the lottery.
Yep.
The last 2 years they've dropped the most spots possible.
It's okay, Ian.
Oh my god. I think it's going to be their year then. They'll finish third last in the division. They'll finish ahead of one of these other teams. They'll finish ahead of Chicago, ahead of one of the other teams, and they'll win the draft lottery. And Ian might go streaking.
We're going streaking through the quad.
We're streaking, guys.
All right, anything else to add?
Get in the car.
Yeah, we got to go get Ian. He's covered in oil and he's running around naked. And on that note, we'll leave everybody with that visual in mind. Anything to add on the Central Division?
I don't even want to see that.
No. Aren't we going to pick who comes out on top? For the
Yeah, we'll do that right now.
I thought you were cutting us off.
Yeah, no.
Don't cut us off.
Who do you guys think's going to come out on top? I think we all know who you guys are going to pick, I think, but
Yes,
Unless-
Detroit Red Wings.
unless you guys have something.
No, I think it's Tampa.
I got Carolina.
You got Carolina? Okay, I'm going to go Tampa Bay. Just because. Just because why not?
Just
You know what? Okay.
well,
When we do a-
Mark said, but Mark said he doesn't think he thinks Tampa's gonna get swept first round.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's got
his bold
Carolina.
prediction. You know what? It's one of those where if it was a playoff pool, I'd take Tampa.
Well, that's the thing. Carolina
But I'd
probably
cheer for
won't have to play
Carolina.
Tampa in the first round. So if Tampa's out and Carolina wins,
Yeah, well, Tampa's gonna be playing
they
fourth
walk-
probably,
I
right?
mean, I don't want to say
I
they
think
walked
what
that
if
second
Dallas
line,
somehow
but-
finishes fourth and Ben Bishop and everybody's healthy and back.
Yep.
There's so many things that could happen to that fourth place team. It could be the matchup of the Stanley Cup Finals last year in the first round.
This
Yeah,
is
it could
why-
be, yeah.
This is why it's way too early, but this is why everybody likes to do the way too early player predictions because you're just taking a guess.
That would actually be pretty. I kind of hope that happens.
That'd be
now.
a good first.
Yeah.
round.
What first round is the
Friggin'
Stanley Cup final?
final.
That could happen, man. Dallas versus. I think that's
A fully healthy Dallas versus a fully
that's
healthy
one of the
Tampa?
very possible combinations because if you pencil, I don't know how many other divisions you can pencil in the top team there.
Yeah.
This division just seems to be one of them. It's almost like it's Tampa's to lose.
Exactly.
Carolina can maybe come and bite them. Maybe Nashville comes and bites Carolina if they're not good enough.
Yeah, but there's no way. But
Like we said, maybe Dallas is good enough to maybe get hot right at the end when Tyler Seguin and Bishop get back. Maybe, but also like you said, if Anton Khudobin is not any good,
A lot of this division
then
rides
we
on
can't
the
even talk.
goaltending.
no, then it's then,
The whole division rides on the goaltending.
then
And-
Ian freaks out because Detroit comes in and is ahead
Passes
of
the-
Dallas, and it's like losing his mind.
Well, yeah, I remember it was I think it was the last time Detroit were in the playoffs. They lost in, so it was like I think it was Boston, Philly,
It was Boston, Philly, and
and
Detroit.
And Detroit lost their game.
Philly won and Boston lost.
Yeah, no, Detroit lost their game, and I think Philly beat.
Philly won and Boston also lost.
Yeah, and so and Detroit got in with that.
Right. Yep. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, let's go. Last minute of play. We're taking the Tampa Bay and Carolina Hurricanes to be top of the division. Ian and I got Tampa Bay. Mark's got Carolina to come out of the whole division. I'm the only one taking the Nashville Predators to make the playoffs. We all agree on Tampa, Florida, and Carolina. Mark and Ian, they think Dallas has got it. Let's see what happens, guys. We're on the eve of the NHL season about to start. So we're excited for that.
Oh, almost exactly 24 hours to the minute.
Almost exactly 24 hours. All right, guys, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter @DraftInHand.